Hey guys, it's Oracle Daphne. I am back again for your January 2015 monthly tarot horoscope. This is for everyone with their sun, moon, or ascendant in Aries. I, for some reason, hit a button on my computer, and so I have to re-record. I was only in 3 minutes, which was good. Re-record this video for you. But I already laid out my spread, so I'm gonna kind of continue where I was. I just started to talk about this card, which is where you're at right now. Okay, this is the good fortune and happiness card. This is the big coin money card. This is where all Aries would like to be. This is what their innermost desire is. Because the more money an Aries has, the more it has fun things to do, and a bigger closet, and more shoes, and Aries can be also generous with its money. So it's not just that Aries wants it all to him or herself. Aries likes to have the money to do things with it. They're the doers of the zodiac. So it's sort of like, even if, especially if your ascendant, sun, or moon is in Aries, you can even have some other strong Aries in your chart too. But this is also just feeling like if you have money, you'll be happier, but it can also mean that you're fortunate in other ways, not just about money, okay? To me, this is a very positive place to be, and so my message to you is to think about the ways that you're fortunate in your life, and that don't have to do with money. And I feel like maybe you'll find, even if you don't have a lot of money, that you are very blessed and that you are very fortunate in those things, in those ways. Maybe, you went on a trip, over the holidays and you came back safely, Maybe you have people in your life that make you happy. That is awesome. That's good fortune. This is also being lucky and having luck. So luck is on your side right now for the month of January, I feel. You're on a good track. And really positive, what's crossing you is the Two of Cups in reverse. The Two of Cups in reverse is actually, so the Two of Cups upright is a relationship. It's love, okay? Girlfriend, boyfriend. This could even be friendship too. But in reverse, it's a commitment, a long-term relationship commitment, a healthy, happy partnership with children. So whether you know it or not, the universe is telling you, okay, Aries, it's time to settle down. If you haven't thought about that, because you're so busy on your quest for money, your quest for your career, and thinking about all this other stuff, the universe is sending you this very strong love partner, okay, into your life. If you don't have a love partner, to me, this can also be the yearning for this, the yearning for wanting this, the yearning for having this kind of partnership. If you have a partnership already, this is also sort of like a deepening of that same partnership. You want it to be deeper. You want it to be more than it is. You want the commitment. You want that relationship that comes after a long time, when you've been with someone for a long time. That comes with having family with that person. That it's a very special bond. That's what you're looking for. It's like a special bond that you're looking for. And it's love too. It's also just love. To me, it's a deeper relationship, but it can be just love. So right now, in the heart of everything, you've got good finances and love. So for you, you're doing pretty well compared to some of these other signs. So the problem here, though, is in the distant past, there was some stuff going on in your relationship, okay? Issues in your relationship. This to me is an affair. An affair that is unfair to both people. Sometimes it's good sex. It says emotionally unfulfilling. Two people unable to stop having sex regardless of others involved. and it's blocking your blessings financially. So whether you actually had an affair, maybe you wanted to have an affair, maybe you met somebody who you thought about having an affair with, cheating. You know, maybe you cheated on your girlfriend or cheated on your boyfriend, or something happened where, you know, you met somebody where you had a connection and you wanted to see where it went. And instead of breaking up with the person that you were with, you ended up doing this. And the thing is that you couldn't stop because you were like, you wanted to be selfish. You wanted to have what you wanted to have for yourself. And you were curious too. I mean, to me, this is curiosity. This is the, you know, I did this painting. I have to show you this painting. Let me see if I'm trying to think what I did with it. I'd show it to you, but I'm not sure where it is right now. If I have a picture of it. It's called the Devil's Fork, okay? It's on my Twitter page. It's in the background on my Twitter page, on my Birdsfly Twitter page. It's a painting that I did that I call the Devil's Fork. And the Devil's Fork is love, lust, and desire, okay? And it's sort of like, okay, if there's those three things, you know, you come to the fork in the road, and which are you going to choose? Are you going to choose love? Are you going to choose lust? Or are you going to choose desire? You know, what is it going to be that drives you? What is the motivating factor that drives you? Is it going to be love, true love, real love? You know, maybe that is what's driving you, and maybe you're looking for it in the wrong place. Maybe you're looking for that true bond, that's true love in the wrong place, you know, with the person that you're with. Or you're looking for it outside of your relationship, and you're not going to find it there. Because what's going to happen is instead you're going to find selfishness, and you're not going to have that emotional, it's not going to be what you want it to be. And then you've got lust, which is a one-night stand, which is just wanting to sleep with someone and doing it, and following through with it because you can. Because for some reason there's that flexibility in your relationship that maybe there's time and distance between you and your partner, and it's easy to meet somebody, you know, and sleep with them. And then there's desire. And desire is that desire, that longing for something real, but it's also that desire and longing for someone else that's not maybe your partner. And maybe that's maybe there's that hole in your relationship, and you have a desire for someone else because of that hole in your relationship. And it's desiring somebody else. It's desire. It's the wanting. It's that needing. It's similar to lust, but I feel like they're different. Okay. Lust usually ends in sleeping with someone, you know, very quickly. Desire can go on for quite some time. Maybe ultimately you do end up sleeping with that person, but in desire, you can desire somebody for a long time. All three of those come into play here with this devil. I call it the Devil's Fork, okay? This is blocking your blessings, financially blocking yourself, being kind of like, again, at that fork in the road. Which are you going to choose? You know? Are you going to choose love? And I feel like in the past, you weren't choosing love. You were choosing something outside of your relationship. Maybe you were cheating. Most likely you were cheating, or thinking about cheating, or desiring somebody. Maybe you didn't act on it, but desiring somebody, or lusting after somebody, and maybe you did act on it, maybe you didn't. You know, this is also financially, things were kind of not going so well. Having money, having had a lot of money, but then it kind of dwindling over a long period of time down to very little, where you had to be like, oh my God, I really have nothing now. In the recent past, Aries, you got this, the Hermit sorry, not the Hermit, the Hanged Man, sorry, the Hanged Man, I don't know why I said that. And maybe you are a hermit. But the reverse, I think of the reverse of this card like the Hermit, okay? It says to hang on, but barely. Someone maybe has Alzheimer's, maybe that you know. Maybe you work a lot with the elderly. It says to go in and out of consciousness. Somebody that's really like Alzheimer's patients or the patients that you're dealing with are really not there. They're very sickly. Or you know somebody that's going in and out of consciousness, or somebody who's been sick, somebody who's been in the hospital, somebody who's been in bed. Maybe you yourself, have been in bed. Maybe you're not really well. It says to spend a lot of time in bed or sleeping, needing to see a doctor. A lot of people, if you're at this point, if you're not well, I feel like chances are you've already seen the doctor. But sometimes people get to this point because of stress, because, life has, they've done a lot maybe for others, and they've become really tired. This is you being very tired. In the recent past, you were either dealing with somebody who is in bed and not well, or you yourself have been in bed and not well, or a combination of both. Maybe you were in and out of the hospital a lot. Maybe then you got sick, and now you're not doing that well, What's crowning you is this Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords in the upright is a swan that's been hurt. Okay, it's got three swords going all the way through it, and it's bleeding. Okay, it's not well. I feel like some of you have stomach issues. Some of you have serious some stomach or bleeding issues. This is bleeding issues. But in reverse, you can see it's like a loss of blood. There's like a loss of blood. Like the swan is like bleeding. There's a lot of bleeding issues. I'm not sure why I'm getting that. But it says a time of healing, to take time off to recover from the death of a loved one or to miss a loved one. Moving on from past relationships to better ones. So in the distant past, you maybe you cheated, maybe you had an affair, or maybe you thought about cheating and maybe you thought about having an affair. And then there was a lot of health issues that you had, okay? Maybe you were dealing with somebody who had some health issues. But now you're trying to recover, I feel like, from either a breakup or somebody hurting you. Maybe you did cheat, and maybe there were repercussions of you cheating, maybe they hurt you in some way, and you still need to recover from that. You're still struggling with that. You're still not over it, It can also be that, you're... I feel like someone in your life is not well. Because we have this, and because this healing thing, there's this not wellness. Somebody is not well. And, I feel like someone actually did pass away. Someone very close to you passed away. But I feel like others, they are not well, and so that's causing you this. You had to take some time off, maybe to go help them, to go see them, to go be with them, But also underneath the surface, there's this pain from the past. There's some pain from the past. I feel like that's lingering, and you need to heal from that. That's very important that you do so. I do recommend Reiki healing. For some of those, maybe you don't know what that is. It's energy work, healing energy work. Let me see what Critter has to say about that. Those of you who are needing this healing, maybe you're just dealing with a lot of health issues or some suffering or some things that have gone on, some very traumatic things that have gone on, you need to do the healing work right away. That's what Critter says. Don't wait. Just go. That's what it's saying. And right around the corner, you have this sadness. This girl that's very sad. She's in bed and she's crying. She's unhappy and she feels really lonely. And she doesn't feel like she has like a lot of friends. I feel like some of you, I'm conflicted. I feel like some of you are need to move on from a negative relationship. And by doing so, or you have a talk with someone, you say, this isn't working, we need to break up. And it hurts her, and it hurts you at the same time, and you become very upset because it's sort of like, to me, it's like there's like a lot of like emotional stuff going on, Aries. There's this healing that you need to do. There's healing that needs to happen. But there's also this issue with the doctor, or the issue with the person that's not well. There's issues there, health issues there. So we've got relationship issues, we've got health issues, we've got breaking up issues, wanting to break up, maybe not being able to break up, maybe there's a struggle, and by struggling, it's like, you're hurting each other, and it's just, and maybe it's, it's causing you to be, maybe you're in the pattern of breaking up and getting back together again. You're going around in a circle and it's not working. And maybe, every time you break up, you go and sleep with somebody else, or you go and flirt with somebody else, and it hurts the relationship more. And maybe every time you do that, you kind of, you kind of come to the devil's fork again, and you go, well, do I do what I love? Do I follow the path to love, or do I follow the path to lust and sleep with everybody, or do I follow the path to desire and do things with what I want? My desire for go off of what my desire is for somebody else. And the issue is it's sort of like, I guess the message here, Aries, is number one, if you're in a relationship that's not fulfilling anymore, you need to say, okay, this is it, and this is over, and this is done, and not go back into the cycle of breaking up and getting back together. If that's what you feel. If what you feel is love for that person, then you need to make it actually work. You need to actually work on it. You need to actually put some effort into working on it. Not be like, well, they haven't done this for me and this is what's wrong with them. You need to say, well, what can I do for them? What can I do to make the relationship better? You need to think in those terms. Don't go back to being hurt and the victim in that place of pain because it's easy. Go back to what you saw in that person to begin with. If there was love there, if there was lust there, if there was desire there, figure that out. What was it that drew you to that person? Why are you breaking up and getting back together? If you're breaking up and getting back together because there's something missing in the relationship, then you need to say, okay, this isn't working, and move on. Even if it brings them pain, even if it brings you pain, because it's even more painful to be in the cycle of breaking up and getting back together. And because there's cheating involved, and I feel like some of you Aries are in a cycle of breaking up and getting back together, but it's also a cycle of cheating. The cycle of cheating is, okay, there's something wrong in your relationship. You don't know what it is. Okay, you get into a conflict, you get into a fight, there's something that's not quite right, and you decide, you're going to cheat on that person. And then that person finds out or just figures out that you're not really into it, and then they go and cheat on you. And then And then you're like, well, because you did that, I'm going to just go out and fucking do whatever I want, blah, blah, blah. And you start to not care anymore. And then it becomes a pattern where you cheat on them and they cheat on you and then they cheat on, you know what I'm saying? You cheat on them again and then blah, 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 blah. And it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not sustainable. You can't be in this cycle of breaking up and getting back together. You cheating on somebody, them cheating on you, you cheating on somebody, them cheating on you, and be happy. It doesn't work. And the universe really wants you to be in, and maybe this is what you really want, a long-term, committed relationship where there's love, where it's a healthy, happy partnership. That's what the universe wants for you. But you're in this cycle. You're in the cycle of breaking up and getting back together. You're in this cycle of cheating and them cheating. And then you're cheating and then they're cheating. And then back and forth and back and forth. And then the thing is, the cheating leads to the breaking up and getting back together, which is the same cycle. It's just a mess. To me, this feels really messy. This feels really, 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 really messy. You know, it should be just more like... try to figure out what the cards would look like. These cards should be more in the upright position, okay? A real, some real whole ball of wax love, sex, good sex, romance, bliss, happiness. Even if you had the Hanged Man in the upright position, I'd say, patience and the virtue of patience and staying calm and being strong and having a strong relationship, partnership. And even if the Swan was in the upright position, at least, you could get over it. But I feel like you can't get over it. There's something that you're having a difficult time getting over. And she is too. The girl that you're with or your partner is too. They're having an issue too. And they're like, they need to let you go and you need to let them go. But only if that is what you want. You need to figure out what it is that you want. If you want love and you feel like there's love between the two of you, then you need to go with that. If you feel like there is something missing, then you need to let it go and move on and not go back. I always tell people when they're like thinking about quitting a job, quit the job and don't go back. Walk out and don't go back. Typically, I try to say give your 2 weeks. That's always polite. But if you're going to leave, leave. Don't let them convince you to come back because you were kind of happy there in the beginning. So I feel like what's happening is you may feel like there's something missing. But then they get upset and they cry and they moan and they plead and they beg and you stay. And Aries, being a little bit weak-willed, gets sucked back in. But at the heart of it, you're not into it. You are only there because somebody convinced you to be there. Not because it's real. Aries need to figure out what's real in this life. Their challenge is to figure out what they want. And what's real and what's not. And be real. And tell people this is how it really is. And not get sucked into what other people want. Not get sucked into what's good for somebody else. Do what is right and best and good for you. I know I'm going on about this, but this is what's coming up to me here. So, in the position of emotions, you've got the Star card. This is interesting to me because you've got all this conflict and you've got this crazy cycle going on. And it says the stars are watching over you. Everything positive, a fresh start, healing of negative emotions. See, the thing is, though, the problem is that because you're in this cycle, I feel like you heal, okay, there is potential for healing here, okay? But I feel like you heal and then you go right back into the same cycle. which doesn't help you very much at all. So the universe is watching out for you. Just know that the stars are watching out for you, okay? What's coming in from the outside is, which is really awesome, true love. Which is, it says, the women in your life love you like mothers love their kids. The man in your life really loves you. True love. This is interesting because you are in this pattern. And I feel like this is new. I feel like true love is coming in. It wants to come in. But I feel like the question is, are you going to let it? That's the question. Because you have both in very good positions. You have the Two of Cups, which is a long-term love relationship, commitment, healthy, happy partnership with children, which is like really, really strong. It's almost as good as it gets. And then you have true love, which is in the position of what's coming in, which doesn't come around very much. And I feel like you need to let it happen. I feel like you need to say yes to it some way. You need to claim it from the universe. You say, okay, that love is mine. That is what I want. You know, the universe can't, they're going to deliver it to you. I feel like they're going to deliver it to you, but whether you open the package or not, or whether you return to sender is to you. That's what I kind of feel like is happening here. They're giving you a choice. They're saying, are you going to choose love? Are you going to choose true love? Or are you going to just let it get returned? Are you going to kick it away? Are you going to kick the box? You know, destroy it? What are you going to do? You going to take a baseball bat to it? What are you going to do? That would be the wrong decision, I think, in my humble opinion. Because true love is paradise. And there's so many clients that I have that call me and they're looking for true love. And I feel like Aries, it's coming in and you need to embrace it. If you don't feel like, you don't meet Mr. or Mrs. Right, just know that the challenge is because you're in another relationship or you've been in the cycle that's breaking up and getting back together, or you've been in the cycle of cheating and then you cheating and then them cheating, or them cheating and then you cheating, and then it just goes on and on forever, and you need to break out of that cycle. And say, no, that's not what I want. What I really want is this. This is what I really want, And the universe is delivering it to you. So if you so choose, you can have it all. You also got wishing for children and getting pregnant. And then also your kids are going to be okay. This is the Eight of Wands in reverse. The Eight of Wands is the wish card, making a wish, right? And then this is the Fall Fairy. And then the reverse is basically it's sort of like she's already made her wish, but getting her wish. And her wish was for children. Her wish was for life. Her wish was for pregnancy. That's like a lot of women, that's like their ultimate wish, A lot of women maybe having fertility issues. Like, I feel like this is going to come as a really good news for you in January. I feel like some of you are going to get pregnant unexpectedly in January. Those of you who are like past their prime, okay? You're out to the pasture, maybe you already have kids, maybe, you've met the love of your life. Maybe, you are embracing it. But I feel like there are other issues within your relationship that you need to work on, okay? And this is, maybe you're worried about your kids. Maybe you already have kids, and you're worried about your kids, and the message is your kids are going to be okay. So you don't have to worry about your kids in January because they're going to be fine. I'm going to pull a card for those of you who maybe don't have kids or aren't in a relationship and they're just single and you're just kind of out there floating. What is it that you want? You want to go on vacation, to take a break from the action, and you're going to get your wish. You want to take a few days off to rest and relax. Um, and going back, let's see, going back, if you're single, you don't have a relationship, you don't have kids, you're not in a cycle of breaking up and getting back together, maybe you met someone and you did have lust, love or desire for that person, or maybe you did have an affair in the past, but you're not doing that anymore. And you know that that's bad for you. So now I feel like your blessings, financially you're getting back on your feet. You just need to take better care of yourself and take care of your health and not get to the point where you stop eating and you stop sleeping and you're just kind of like a nervous wreck. I feel like for those of you who are single, that's what's going on. And maybe it's, maybe you did move on from someone, or maybe somebody did pass away in your life and, you're single and you're just trying to get past that. Maybe you're overwhelmed with grief, It could be also that, this grief is just causing you a lot of sadness and loneliness. Maybe you lost somebody that was very close to you, or maybe you're just missing somebody. Maybe you have somebody that's overseas right now. And I feel like some of you do. And they're overseas and you just miss them. You just love them so much and you miss them so much. Ooh, I feel very, very strongly that some of you are. And maybe it's because you have, maybe you have kids with them, and maybe you do have a strong relationship with them, and they are a true partner to you, and maybe, it's because, that the man that, I feel like it's a guy that's over there, really loves you. He really, really loves you, and you're just sad that he's not here. You're just sad that you're away from him, and I'm sorry, it's kind of getting to me, but it's just something that, is quite special. And I just want you, I guess I just wanted you to know that that's what I feel is going on with you. And it's going to be okay. So I'm going to give you a hug right now. And just know that I'm here for you. So, and then the outcome for everyone here is the Judgment card, actually. And my Judgment card is different than maybe other decks. It's a girl that's playing, angel or girl that's playing some music. So some of you are musicians, and you're going to be partying like rock stars in the new year and getting lots of gigs. Others are going to be kind of stepping up to their responsibilities and starting kind of over in a way. Interesting because, we're getting a lot of this. This is the new year, of course, so this is going to come up a lot. This is a fresh start. This is starting fresh. This is feeling like you're very joyful. There's a lot of joy. To me, this is joy. This is also maybe going to court, There's that quote from Anne of Green Gables that Rachel Lynde's husband is like, maybe he's going to court. That's what he says. That's what I always think. So maybe you're going to court. And it's going to be good news. When you do go, it's going to be really good news. But it's also, I feel like, being joyful and having a message, like having that inner joy. Maybe, for the person that's watching and their husband's overseas, and maybe they come back and you have this great, amazing reunion that feels very joyful and that feels, really, really good to you and very, very loving. And you just want to let the whole world know, you're just like, it's that, I wrote, there's a hymn, I think, or a song. It's called Ring the Bells. And it's ring the bells, let the whole world know. Dun, da, 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 da. Okay, it's not the whole thing, but it's part of it. And so it's being joyful, letting the world know something. Maybe you're reaching out to people via email and you're just kind of like really excited. To me, it's really exciting, good, positive news. And maybe it's just you're starting over. Maybe, you do meet someone and you're starting over and you kind of want to tell all your friends about it. You call them all up and be like, guess what? I met a guy, or I met a girl, or, you're feeling really good. But it's also, it is a fresh start. It is starting new. And this is the beginning of January, or sorry, the end of January, beginning of the year. January is the beginning of the year. And you have an opportunity to do this. So I feel like you're also going to be making the decision maybe to start over. So maybe it is. Maybe you do decide, okay, this relationship isn't working. Maybe, it's not working because we're going around in this pattern, this cycle of breaking up and getting back together. Or we're in that cycle of cheating and then, I'm cheating and then they're cheating and then it's just nobody's happy. At the end of the day, you're involving third parties that really don't care, about your relationship, And it's always hard when there's a third party involved. So anyways, let me see if there's any final messages from Critter. Critter always tells me, tell them you love them. I do. I do love you guys very much. And I appreciate all your lovely feedback and comments. And for a private reading, feel free to email me at elizabetholson31@gmail.com. And I am sending you big hugs, big kisses. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Thanks so much.